This was a nice little chapter in our lives that makes it a little easier and better for us in those wonderful memories that we're able to build with her during those years of journey with her. My mother is the one that was diagnosed with Alzheimer initially. She was living by herself in Fresno with her siblings close by in the community. We started to notice just small things, but it was a neighbor that initially came to us and said, you know, your mom isn't going out as much. But again, later on, I would be calling my mom daily just to see how her day was going. And she said she got lost coming back from the doctor's office. And that was very unusual for my mom. She was born and raised in Fresno, and she literally could have written the map of Fresno. My mom was initially diagnosed by her neurologist in Fresno that she had Alzheimer. And so, of course, we all read the 36-hour day, got us very anxious about what was going to be happening. But there were little things as we were going along that we noticed that maybe wasn't exactly what we were reading. And so my husband and I brought my mom down to LA, and it was through Dr. Chu and my mom's participation in research that we found out the Alzheimer was a form called vascular dementia. As Elaine allowed mom to still participate in her own finances, because she's the one that ran all the family farm finances as well. So she wanted to know where every dollar and nickel was going. And Elaine did that for her, and she still was part of it. Janie was, because she was so far away, it was difficult for her to know what was happening, but every year she would come back in the summertime and spend 2 to 3 months with her in between her teaching, which really gave Ed and I a good break at that time as well. I found in particular in Mom's earlier portion when she was diagnosed and prior to really taking a heavy handle on her blood pressure was her cat and animals. For people that have animals that they love, I've heard people say, well, you know, as a caregiver, well, you know, they don't want to have to deal with the cat and the dog and whatever for their a person that is living with memory issues with dementia, so they find a new home for the cat or for the dog or whatever. For Mom, her cat, whenever her blood pressure would start going up, that cat knew. She'd jump in the bed with her. Mom would start stroking the cat, and I literally, with the stethoscope and watching, I could actually watch her blood pressure go down. So I think that one of the things is remember the things that mean something to that individual, because then bring them in as your support group to help care for the individual. I found this at Mom's funeral, because a lot of people came up to us and said, oh, you know, how tragic your mom's life, you know, living with dementia. And again, we took from what she had, and I feel that she shared with us so much more that we learned about her as a person and some of the things that we learned about her in her younger years that normally someone that didn't have dementia may not share with you. My husband also had a disability, and it was myotonic muscular dystrophy. I think one of the things that Mom taught me, and after her passing, I still had a journey that was going to have to continue with my husband's chronic progressive disease. And what she taught me was how to work with Ed going forward. and the things that I needed to learn to build memories, to take each day for, enjoy and live each day to its fullest, to live in their moment of life.
What Mom, to the end, taught us all about how to still live with dignity and how to live, comfortably all together. We need to reach out to each other. I think someone that's been newly diagnosed, I'm sure they're just as horrified and scared as we were.
I think all of us have had more interest just in the whole thing of brain diseases and how the brain works. We all have this thing above our shoulder that we walk around with every day, but so little that maybe we personally know. And I think that's been the exciting thing for me, having the opportunity to work with Dr. Chu now over at Rancho Los Amigos, the Geriatric Neurobehavior and Alzheimer's Center, to learn through other people's experiences as we see other patients come through, and learning that as they participate in research also, where every day in medicine we are moving forward at such a speed that hopefully we will have that cure or treatment for Alzheimer. We're taking part in clinical trials so that the generations or other people that are living with dementia, if they can find we hope that it can give a glimmer of hope in finding a cure for different forms of dementia.